Hello. I hope you're all doing well. And if not, I at least hope that your night improves. It's been, probably at this point a couple of months since doing a tarot stream. But I decided to do a short one tonight. What will likely be a short one anyway. I'm not sure how long I'll keep doing tarot, but decided to just do some tarot tonight. Because I felt like it. Okay. So tonight we'll be trying out a new deck here on stream that I've had for a week now? Yeah, pretty sure it's been a week. I'm gonna see how this one does tonight on stream. I've used it a few times myself, and I've gotten some really good readings out of it, so. Okay. So. The deck that we'll be using tonight, the new deck that we'll be using is an Oracle deck. It was one that a Kickstarter deck that I backed earlier this year after receiving some money. Those of you who know me know where the money came from. It was from my best friend's last will. I lost her unexpectedly. Suddenly, not unexpectedly, sadly. At the end of last year. So. But anyway. The Fablemaker's Deck of Many Things is the deck that I backed here. At the beginning of the year, I got the bundle with like a bunch of other things in it. So we will be using more than the deck tonight. I'm actually going to use a couple more of the objects that we got with it. But, for those who haven't heard of this deck, it is both an Oracle deck and an item that you can use for D&D campaigns, called the Deck of Many Things. Hi, Adam. So we're gonna be using this. I got the hollow foil edition. As you can kind of already see on the deck, it's very very shiny. The deck is going to look gorgeous in this light. I already know. Oh, and I also just want to show off the inside of the box because it's pretty. So, It uses the art from one of my favorite cards, the Vijera card. It's very pretty. Even the inside is holographic. Man. I take it you're on your lunch break, Adam? Nice. So, this is the deck. And yep, it's absolutely gorgeous in this light. Let's see. So, something to note about this deck is that there are technically two halves to it. For example, let me show these. There's a section of the deck that's called the Overworld deck, and a section that is called the Underworld deck. There are technically two copies of each card. One in full color, as part of the Overworld deck, and one in black and white, with red accents, as part of the Underworld deck. These are essentially like, think of them like upright and reversals of tarot cards, but without like, I don't know if personally anyone else has like sometimes had a card like pop out and it's unclear what direction it's facing. This one eliminates the guesswork. So, or as I like to kind of consider it more so, it's rather than upright and reversals, it's more like light and shadow. Or what's on the surface, what is known on the surface and what lies below. Is the way that I like to think of this deck, and because of this and the way it's made, it actually makes for a great shadow work deck, if anyone is interested. So, the campaign, the Kickstarter campaign, is open until March, by the way. It closes at the end of March, I believe. So. And on top of that, and part of what makes this an actual, like, great shadow work deck, is that they have questions for each card that they like to call seeds of change. There are 5 questions for each card. And obviously you could just look at the questions and go with the one that calls to you most and use that as a journaling prompt. However, the way that this proposes that you use them is to roll a d20. 1 through 4 corresponding to the first question, 5 through 8 corresponding to the second question, 9 through 12 corresponding to the third question, 13 through 16 corresponding to the or 13 through 19 isn't it? Hold on. I just confused myself there, because brain doesn't want to work. No, it is 13 through 16. I'm a derp. For question 4, and 17 through 20 for question 5. So, we're going to be using this deck alongside our tarot deck tonight, and on top of using the deck itself, we're also going to either roll a d20, or, for ease of use, I also have a spinner pin, a d20 spinner pin that came along with this bundle as well. This dice also came with the bundle. We're likely going to be using the spinner, the d20 spinner. But I could also use this dice, and I don't know if it's picking it up on camera. This did also come with a bundle, and it's liquid filled. I don't know if it's going to pick it up super well, but yeah. It's also, as you can see, a very large dice. So, anyway, we're going to be, on top of using this deck, we're also going to be rolling a dice and seeing which question pops up. And the questions work very, very great as journaling prompts that add another layer to the readings. And I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. So, I've used it that way. I've also used it with Adam here once that way. And it added a lot of insight for that. And yes, I want to see how it's going to do here for stream. So. Okay, so. Yeah, but I mean, that entire reading called you the fuck out, okay? It wasn't this deck's fault. And it wasn't the questions that roasted you to fuck, okay? It just added a little bit more insight into the already very insightful reading. Okay? So yes, that is particularly, personally, what I like out of a good shadow work deck, okay? Journaling prompts. Add another layer to it, give you something to think about, something to journal about, to help you dive deeper into all those things that you need to work through, okay? I love it. It's great as a shadow work deck. It's not made for that purpose, but it works really well for that purpose. So, anyway. Let's go ahead and get into the collectives. Also, Adam, is the music too loud? Because I'm using like a new, I don't use Spotify anymore because fuck them. So I'm using like another source for music, and I can't quite tell if it's as balanced as it was before. Is the music level okay? Do I need to turn it down a little bit? Okay. How is that? Is that okay? Or is it still about the same? Little more. Okay. How about there? Is that better? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the collectives here. So, and hope that they don't roast the fuck out of us. So, it might get a little toasty. And the tarot deck that we'll be using alongside this tonight is Cats Rule the Earth Tarot. So, though I might switch to the cat meme tarot just to bring a little bit more lightheartedness to it if things get a little too rough. So, I'll have that on standby. Alrighty. What do we need to hear? Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. We have the Four of Cups, Eight of Cups reversed, sorry if you can hear people outside. Neighbors have been, like, extremely fucking obnoxious lately. And the Five of Swords. Reversed. Okay. So, essentially, there's just kind of a general, just dissatisfaction here, with life, okay? Things aren't going quite the way that you wanted them to, or quite the way that you expected them to, and, you're kind of getting a bit too in your head about it. And it's just kind of causing you to feel a bit down, and probably leaning a little bit towards just kind of like depressive territory. Or at least it's something that's been weighing you down pretty heavily. Probably causing a bit of a sense of defeatedness here. Okay. A sense of defeatedness and just kind of making you want to give up. Okay? But this is something that you need to stick with. Okay? This isn't something that you should walk away from. Okay? This isn't the end. And if things haven't been, like, lightening up for you yet, just they will, okay? Like, just keep working towards things, okay? Now is not the time to give up. So. Hi, Brittany. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty, and let's see what the Oracle deck wants to add here. doesn't roast the fuck out of us. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think I remember what this card is. Alright. We have Throne from the underworld portion of the deck. This card is all about ambition. Is it too loud? Okay. Hold on. Let me... Is that better? Is it still too loud? Okay. Okay. So, Throne is all about ambition. So, the underworld keywords for this are challenge, enthusiasm, interference, obstacle, and scrutiny. The promise of greatness takes center stage here, as the crown's radiance and the golden throne's splendor invite you to ascend the cloth-covered steps and claim your rightful place. The light from these two symbols of power outshines the monsters that lurk behind them, drawing your attention toward the prize and away from the threat. The monsters grasp the throne and hover in front of it, demonstrating their intent to contest your claim. The lure of power and glory is great, but they can bring new difficulties. So, going very, very in theme with that, like, sense of defeatedness here and kind of wanting to give up. So, before we take a look at the questions here, let's see, do we roll the dice or do we spin the D20 pin? D20 pin is probably going to be easier. So, I could roll the dice on my table, though. It's probably just going to be a little loud. Alright, let's try the pin. So, what number? That is 16. That would be... Question 4? Yes, question 4. I'm gonna read 4 and 5. We were pretty close to the 5th question anyway. 5 is the one that's standing out to me, but someone might need to hear the 4th one. Once you've achieved your goal, how will you share... Once you've achieved your goal, how will you share your success with others, is the 4th question. However, the 5th is the one that stands out the most to me. Is there anyone you can talk to who can help you determine if your expectations are realistic? So, the challenges in going towards this goal might have just kind of discouraged you, okay? But it's up to you to decide if it's something that you want to consider pursuing, okay? Though, again, this isn't about giving up, okay? Reassess. Hi, Egg. Hope you're doing well. Okay. How has Parker been doing, by the way? Free. Drink a tea. Okay. I think we're gonna do one more collective because it's been like 2 months since I last did a Terra stream, so I still kind of need to get back into the swing of things. That's good. Hope classes are going well for you. But yes, I think we're gonna do one more collective because still need to kind of get used to things. Been far too long. Aw. Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. Heck yeah. What else would you like to share with us here? Ooh, okay. Thank you. Let's see, what was it? Oh my god. They're really fucking emphasizing this one right now. They're really fucking emphasizing this. Okay. So. So we have this card again, which was the first to shoot out, like, immediately, and it, like, landed right here next to my leg. Though I don't know if the camera caught it. That one really wanted to be seen, again, so. We have, a 4 of Cups reversed this time. 3 of Wands reversed. Death reversed. And we have a 4th card. We have the King of Swords. So, essentially, this is just kind of telling me that, So it's kind of, once again, like talking a bit about just that general dissatisfaction with life, and the way that things have been going. Particularly, I get the sense that this is in pursuit of your goals, okay? This is essentially just kind of like expanding on the past one. So. There is essentially just kind of a lot of uncertainty going on, okay? A lot of things that have kind of gotten in your way. Things haven't quite gone how you wanted them to, as you're working towards the things you want, and it's just caused a lot of just discontentment and just kind of dissatisfaction with life, and a lot of uncertainty, okay? And a lot of fear because you're not really sure how things are gonna go or what to fucking do, even. And like, I know that feeling, okay? I know that feeling. But while this has caused like some just kind of hiccups as you're working towards things, and you've encountered a lot of like obstacles and some tension as you're working towards this, okay? This is going to clear up. Okay? You just kind of need to keep going, okay? Don't resist this change. It's scary, yes. There's a lot of fucking uncertainty right now, just on a large scale, okay? But it's something that we have to keep pushing through, okay? That doesn't mean push yourself too hard and like burn yourself out. No, okay? Like, just continue trying to work through those things. Continue trying to work towards the things that you want, okay? Because this is all about, with that King of Swords, this is all about being true to yourself, okay? Being authentic to yourself. And not letting anything else get in the way of that, okay? Be authentic to yourself. Go after the things you want. Do the things that make you happy, okay? Like, there is no time for anything else, okay? None. Like, yes, things are scary. There are valid reasons to be afraid. And this isn't, like, this isn't downplaying that at all, okay? But persist. Okay? Persist. It's not over until it's over. Are you kidding me? These are the cards I literally pulled out earlier to show. Keep in mind, I did not place them back together in the deck, okay? I put them in different places, and I've already, like, shuffled this, like, a few times and, like, drawn cards from it. Both of the cards I showed at the beginning of the stream just popped out together. Both versions of the same card. I only pulled these out at the beginning of the stream because these were the closest to the top of the deck, the closest matching pair to the top of the deck. So, essentially saying that both sides of this are in play. We have Void Overworld and Void Underworld. This one definitely has very, very, Three of Swords energy. Which is funny, because I almost called the Three of Wands Three of Swords. So, the theme of this one, though I don't entirely agree with it, the overall theme of this card is denial. I don't quite agree with that, though. Overworld keywords are compartmentalization, hurt, potential, self-identity, suppression. Underworld keywords are conscience, desolation, individuality, participation, and stagnation. In this card, gold chains pierce the soul, which is symbolized by the bright winged heart in the center. Its owner stands behind it, their face lifeless and their expression vacant. They blend in with the void around them, all but consumed by the swirling vortex. Even so, the trapped soul's light shines with determination, illuminating the rest of the card from its central position. Though 4 chains puncture the soul, only 3 sites of entry are bleeding, representing the soul's tenacity and resilience. The restraints hurt, but the soul doesn't break, for it knows that its chains can be released and it will be free one day. Precisely. It's not over until it's over. Like I said earlier, with the first collective, now is not the time for giving up. Okay? Now is the time to keep going. Alrighty. Let's see. So, for Overworld, we have 9. Which is question 2? No, 3. Hiccups. And then for Underworld, we have the first question. Ooh, the fucking third question. Jesus fuck. The third question for the Overworld. What is keeping you from living openly and freely? In other words, what's keeping you from living authentically? Are you really gonna let them fucking get in your way? And the first question for the Underworld is there a place, person, or thing that can bring you out of your personal void? I also like the second question here. Who is the person you imagine yourself as at the end of this? Yeah, see you later, Adam. Have a good rest of the day. At work. Yeah. The cards shift a lot. Because, things are kind of slanted. Because this mattress sucks ass. Because I am indeed on the edge of my bed. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, slipping. Yeah. A lot of slipping and sliding. They don't like to stay put, because this is not an even surface. But yeah. I hope that message helps for whoever needed to hear it. Okay. I can see we're going to get a little toasty today. So that's fun. I'll be liking the Fablemaker's deck of many things so far. That's the Oracle deck, by the way. It's very pretty. It's made by the same person who made, or illustrated, rather, by the same person who made the Tarot of the Divine, which I haven't used in a long time. Yoshi Yoshitani is the artist. The Kickstarter for this, by the way, will be open until, I want to say, the end of March. It was sometime in March. I think they did make it the end of March. It's on Kickstarter still, and you can still late pledge. It's called the Fablemaker's Deck of Many Things. Yes, I love Tarot of the Divine. That one was the first one I used, first one I bought for a reason. It called to me very, very strongly. I just haven't used it a lot because, quite honestly, I need to get a new one to use on stream because my old one is, I used it so much because for quite a long time it was like the only tarot deck that I had. The ink is like worn off around the edges and like stained the edges of the card. So they all look dirty. They're not dirty, it's just the ink that's kind of stained the edges. So it's not the most pretty deck to use anymore on stream. I considered using it tonight, but I went with Cats Rule the Earth because I wanted something that was lighthearted. But yeah, I mean, like, what was it, like half a year later, after like purchasing Tarot of the Divine, it became pretty fucking obvious why Tarot of the Divine called to me so like strongly when there are two cards that their artwork just kind of like I connect to very deeply, considering the Five of Swords has Set and Isis on it, and Osiris, but the main focus of that card is Set, and the Sun card is Ra. So, and one of the other decks that's like called to me like the strongest, aside from Tarot of the Divine and the Empyrean, is the True Black Tarot. That's like one of the few decks. I haven't really encountered too many decks that actually use like. So, for context, on the Five of Swords, rather than like using, besides like having the Set, Isis, and Osiris on it, it also has the swords are 5 Kapesh, which are swords that were associated with pharaohs and warriors, essentially, at some point in ancient Egypt's history. I've only ever encountered one other deck besides Tarot of the Divine that actually uses Kapesh. And it specifically uses Kapesh on the Five of Swords yet again. Because with the True Black Tarot, every swords card has a different kind of sword from some period in history. And they kind of go into the symbolism of that and like the history behind it. And the swords, and kind of, you know, a little bit into why they chose that specifically for, it kind of helps give a little context for like why those swords for that specific card. So in the Suit of Swords, the Five of Swords is also Kapesh, funnily enough. I don't use the True Black Tarot too much on stream because it's a bit minimalistic, and it's not, because of that, and because it doesn't, not all cards have like the names on them. Sometimes it can be kind of hard to identify which card is which. So for that reason, I don't use it on stream much, and I don't also have it listed on the deck list for Choose Your Own Deck Nights. But yeah. Like, let me pull it out really quick. Like, the other thing too is Kapesh aren't just associated with like ancient Egypt. There are various cultures in like around like that region in like the Middle East, essentially, that have had like there have been multiple variants of Kapesh, but they specifically chose the ones from ancient Egypt's history. Let me find it. Mm. For that, it's like right towards the bottom. So this is the card that I'm talking about in Terror of the Divine, obviously. And the Kapesh that are associated with ancient Egypt are those curved ones with the little hook at the end. The one in the True Black Tarot, and this also kind of shows you what I mean about, like, there's no name, and it's kind of hard to see on, like, camera, too, which is, like, another reason why I don't, like, use it on stream. It, there's only a number at the bottom, and, like, the entire card is matte, but there's, like, a little bit of gloss on the bottom to denote the number. But it doesn't mention suit, and sometimes, like, obviously this one's, like, really obvious, but not all, like, minor arcana are, like, super obvious what card it is. I love this deck. But there are just, like, a few reasons why I don't use it on stream. It's because, you know... Yeah. But, yeah. They have the same Kapesh on the Five of Swords. And in the booklet, they also, like, give, like, a little bit of, like I said, a little bit of, like, history of the specific swords that they used. And for this one, they did specifically choose the ones from ancient Egypt. Again. Because there are some Kapesh that are just, like, different. They come from different regions. Throughout, like, the Middle East and such, and, like, surrounding cultures. Like, there are some Kapesh that are just, like, straight instead of curved, but the point of their Kapesh, and why they're curved, is essentially, they could hook it around the, they could hook it around behind, like, a sword or a shield and yank it out of their opponent's hand. So, that was the point of their Kapesh. That was also why they were kinda pretty formidable there for a while in history. Once they adopted Kapesh, so. It's kind of hard to defend against, you know, having your sword or shield ripped out of your hands, so. But anyway. It is a very, very pretty deck. I love the True Black Tarot, but it also does. Just with current setup, it's also not really, like, the best to, like, to use on stream, because it doesn't show up as, like, well. It's not that I don't like the deck. I love the deck, and I still use it personally, and sometimes on Coffee. I'll use it for, like, readings that I post on Coffee. But yeah, anyway. Let me go ahead and open the queue here. Probably won't go for much longer, but I'll do a few queued readings, so. Ugh. Ouch. I forgot to put the book back in True Black Tarot. Oops. One moment. Put this back. There we go. My little basket I use for decks is a bit too, full. I need to find another way to store my decks. Okay, but anyway. Ads are going to be starting here in a moment, so I might go ahead and just pause for a minute, even though I know you have a sub egg, but I'm gonna just take this moment to also get some tea. I haven't taken a drink in a while, so need some tea. That's better. Ads are, of course, going to take their sweet ass time. But that's okay. Okay. Are you ready, Egg? And of course, there are the ads once I complain. Goodness. Would one of you remind me to close queue in like 7 minutes? At like 7:30 my time. It's okay if you don't. Just because I don't want to continue going too long. And after this, I probably will end a stream and then come back and play Little Silent Hill, maybe. So. But anyway. Let's see. What do you need to hear today, Egg? Oof. If I don't drop like a quarter of the deck, thank you. Don't need that many cards, thanks. Yeah. I know that feeling. Okay. Okay. We have 5 of Wands reversed. 7 of Swords. 2 of Wands. And the Hermit. Okay. So, there's definitely a bit of, well, I'm not sure if it's still going on or if there was, but there's definitely a bit of, like, tension here with the 5 of Wands. Not necessarily going to say conflict, but there's definitely some sort of tension here that was going on for a while here that just kind of, like, got in your way and discouraged you a little bit. And essentially, it kind of caused, like, a bit of just... It put you on edge a little bit, okay? It just kind of left you feeling on edge. And just kind of looking over your shoulder. Just kind of waiting for, you know, like, more of it to come. Just kind of, you know... in a state of defensiveness, essentially, okay? And just know that, this will clear, okay? There will be an end to this, and you'll be able to essentially move through this again, okay? Move forward through this again. Just don't be afraid to disconnect as much as you can, okay? From the situation. And just kind of spend some time with yourself, okay? I do get the sense that this also did kind of, like, cause you to withdraw into yourself a little bit. Just kind of out of fear, kind of going in line with that, like, defensiveness, okay? So, don't be afraid to just kind of withdraw into yourself and, like, take some time for yourself, but at the same time, also make sure that you're not isolating yourself, okay? Me time is fine. That is not isolation. Taking time for yourself is necessary, and that is how you can kind of, like, help yourself disconnect and disengage from the situation, okay? Me time is fine. Isolation, not so fine. Okay? Isolation often turns into self-sabotage. Because it just kind of makes things worse in a lot of cases. Every time I move, the cards just shift a little. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and issue a last call here. So, if anyone does want to still join, you have a little bit more time to do so. So, thank you for reminding me. Let's see what this one's to add. Nope. Okay. We have Night Underworld. This one is about companionship, if I remember correctly. It's the theme of these two cards. So going very, very in line with what I said about the... There. Support. Close enough. The theme of Night is support. Underworld keywords are danger, defensiveness, forsaking, vulnerability, and withdraw. That fits a little too perfectly with this. The knight is a stalwart ally, ever ready to aid a soul in need. Clad in armor, they stand against those who wield power unjustly or cause harm. The sun blazes behind them, banishing darkness and casting their visage in shadow. Yeah, I know. The knight can be anyone. A friend, a lover, a parent, a sibling, or a stranger. The knight can even be you. The sword they wield is the emblem of the cause they champion. The golden wings on its crossguard represent swiftness and progress, and the sun that encircles its blade symbolizes the absence of ignorance. The knight's armor protects them, but does not let us see their face. What keeps us safe can also become a barrier between us. Sometimes we need a protector, and at others, it falls to us to pick up the sword for the sake of an ally. When we gird ourselves with compassion and wield a worthy cause, we learn how to stand together against malice and cruelty. So, that's kind of, the benefit to going within. It's not only about reconnection to yourself, but it's also connecting to those who guide you. So. Alrighty. Do you want... for these, I'll give you a choice. Do you want pin? D20 spinner pin? Or do you want dice? Okay. So let's see what number we get here for you. That landed right in the middle of 5 and 17. Do you want to take that number? It's not necessarily a number. Do you want to take that spin and look at both questions? Or do you want to redo? Okay. So, 17 and 5. So that means question 2 and question 5? I think. Yes, question 2 and question 5. Okay. Let me find night again. Question 2 and 5. 2. Is there a balance of give and take in your relationships with others? Question 5. How can you engage with your wider community? So, I really like the hollow skirt. It's so pretty. Okay. Oh, I forget. Let me go ahead. Environment is indeed card 9. Yes. It's also the card of the year. So, don't be surprised if this one starts showing up for you a lot this year. Yeah. Oof. All my leggies. But yeah, so I hope that message helps. Oh yeah, also, speaking of new decks as well, I do have this one that I did use in one of the coffee readings. Because this is the, aside from like a regular tarot deck, I don't have, this was the last, deck that I was missing from Threads of Fate. So, I also bought this with, money that I got from my best friend's will, so, yeah. I'm still sad that Threads of Fate is closing. Threads of Fate still has decks, by the way. And they did discount, for some reason, they did discount the Empyrean Tarot a little bit more. I think it's only $50 now. They only have a few left. Yeah, of course. No problem. Like, I understand wanting to withdraw into yourself. I've been struggling with that a lot. Just because there's a lot of fucking uncertainty going on, and like, quite honestly, I was struggling with feeling just absolutely fucking useless, and what the point of continuing this is. But at the same time, like, I know that community is like more important now than ever right now. It's just really, really hard to fight wanting to isolate myself. Um, but yeah, so I know that feeling, but yeah. I hope you're able to find a little bit of peace. So. Okay. Okay, one moment. I'm just gonna take another drink of tea. I made myself some Earl Grey green tea before stream. I wasn't planning on streaming today, but the urge randomly hit me. So. Alright. What do you need to hear today, Bree? If I don't drop, like, that's the deck. Anyway. Okay. Okay. Give me one moment. we have Seven of Cups, King of Cups, King of Cups reversed, Strength reversed, and the Page of Pentacles. So there's definitely a sense of just kind of being overwhelmed here. There's a lot going on. Feeling pulled in a lot of different directions. Trying to stay on top of things, and it's just kind of all piling up. And just kind of like not really sure where to place that focus, essentially. And essentially there's just a lot going on, and just kind of a feeling of like being overwhelmed and unsure where to place energy and what to be doing, because what's the point? I do get the sense that there's just kind of for some reason it's coming from a combination of Strength and the King of Cups. I'm not really sure why. There's also a sense of powerlessness here. Just kind of feeling powerless and just kind of feeling absolutely defeated by everything. Essentially, emotions are running high. You might be experiencing a lot of mood swings right now, or just kind of like not really sure what to do with all the emotions that are rising out of this situation, and so just kind of pushing them aside, or in some cases might just be experiencing both of those. Yeah. And essentially, between all of this, there's essentially that desire to just kind of give up. And the Page of Pentacles is essentially just kind of coming with a message of essentially just kind of take it one step at a time, okay? One step at a time, one day at a time, okay? Don't get too ahead of yourself. You keep getting ahead of yourself is something that I heard in my head like a few seconds ago. So go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning of the process. Take it one step at a time. And breathe. Okay? Take small practical steps to continue working towards those goals. and getting on top of what you can, okay? The Page of Pentacles is like essentially where all that energy is at, okay? It's where you need to be placing all your energy. Is just taking it slow, taking things one step at a time, one day at a time. Taking those small practical steps to just chip away at your progress. But first, you need to have a plan in place, okay? Maybe just kind of like make a list of things and just kind of start with the small stuff and the things that you can manage right now, okay? Because there's some things that aren't going to change overnight, and some things that you're gonna have to, like, essentially just kind of wait for, okay? So for, like, daily household tasks, essentially, do what you can when you can, okay? Trying to do everything all at once is going to continue making you feel overwhelmed, okay? And don't get like don't be too hard on yourself about like the amount of progress that you're making, okay? Progress is progress. If you absolutely just do not have the fucking energy for something, don't beat yourself up about it, okay? Like, there's a lot to deal with right now. Being hard on yourself isn't really going to get you anywhere. So, in terms of, like I said, daily tasks, just kind of maybe make a list of the things that you need to do around the house and just try to chip away at it little by little. Let me know if ad break interrupts you, because I see the ads are like starting here, so I'll pause, okay? So, like, I know with like neurodivergency and stuff, like structure is trying to maintain like a structure is difficult. Trying to maintain a schedule is difficult. But trying to divide like something that I kind of like to do that I've personally found helpful is to essentially just kind of make a chore list of like with different tasks being done different days. Like dishes on like if you don't have the energy to like do them right away after you're done like making things, do it like 2 to 3 times a week, okay? Like in my chore list, I have them on like 3 separate days, I think. And then like sweeping and mopping or like vacuuming and mopping I have on like a separate day. And then for me, making my bed every day is just completely unrealistic, and I spend most of my time in bed anyway, so there's really no fucking point to that. So like it's all about adapting it to what your needs are, okay? Because what works for other people isn't necessarily going to work for you. And honestly, even if you can't fucking do that much, okay? Make it a goal for yourself to like clean for at least like I don't know, 5 fucking minutes every day. Okay? Spend 5 minutes doing cleaning. Or at least, like, maybe 15 minutes. Like, make it easy on yourself, okay? Yeah. So, make them realistic for yourself, okay? Like, just at least 5 minutes to just, like, clean up something, like, in your immediate area that just, like, needs to be cleaned right now, okay? Like, just organizing things, putting things away, taking out the trash, whatever. Just dedicate 5 minutes, uninterrupted minutes, to cleaning, okay? And then once you get going with that, maybe take it up a notch and increase it to 10. Just small increments, small steps. Make it manageable, okay? A lot of these, like, fucking, like, productivity and, like, task management goals are made with neurotypical people in mind. They're literally not going to work for people who have fucking neurodivergency, and especially not going to work for people who deal with chronic illness, okay? That shit ain't gonna work. So start small. And that app that I've talked about a few times, the Finch app, I literally have goals like that for like my essentially like daily goals, and you can like make like what do they call them, journeys for yourself, where you essentially have like a collection of tasks. You can set them to be daily, weekly, whenever. You can like change them to your schedule. One of my goals on that app is literally exactly that. It's spend 5 minutes cleaning every day. Do I hit it every day? No, absolutely not. But I also know there's no fucking point in being hard on myself about it, because it's only going to make everything worse. And also, I don't want to fucking go outside right now. So, you know, like, even something as simple as like taking out the trash is... I'm not up to it every day because I don't want to deal with the fucking cold. Like, there's literally no reason for you to be like hard on yourself about these things, okay? It just creates guilt, and then just makes things worse because you get really fucking down and hard on yourself, and that just makes things worse. So the key to this is literally make it manageable for yourself. Make it realistic and let go of the shame. There's no need to shame yourself. And anyone who tries to shame you can fuck off. Oh, so hello. Sorry, I didn't respond to that. So, in this case, that's just kind of what, you know, like, small steps, taking small steps. Small, like, practical steps, okay? That's what that means. Keep it simple, keep it realistic, and manageable, okay? don't get too far ahead of yourself and just try to do everything all at once. And that's just in regards to like daily life, okay? Obviously, in regards to, you know, just kind of like being overwhelmed with bills and stuff, that's gonna require more time, and change for that is certainly not going to happen overnight. And for that, you're probably going to have to like probably look into creating a budget for yourself so that you can get on top of things. So, yeah. Okay, anyway. Let's see what the Oracle deck wants to add here. Meh. Oh, interesting. You also get the Knight card, but you get the Overworld version. Yes. Okay, and once again, the theme for the Knight card is support. Keywords for the Overworld card are allyship, community, friendship, loyalty, and service. The Knight is a stalwart ally, ever ready to aid a soul in need. Clad in armor, they stand against those who wield power unjustly or cause harm. The sun blazes behind them, banishing darkness and casting their visage in shadow. The Knight can be anyone: a friend, a lover, a parent, a sibling, or a stranger. The Knight can even be you. The sword they wield is the emblem of the cause they champion. The gold wings on its crossguard represent swiftness and progress, and the sun that encircles its blade symbolizes the absence of ignorance. The Knight's armor protects them but does not let us see their face. What keeps us safe can also become a barrier between us. Sometimes we need a protector, and at others it falls to us to pick up the sword for the sake of an ally. When we gird ourselves with compassion and wield a worthy cause, we can learn how to stand together against malice and cruelty. Okay. Dice or spinner? Okay. Do you want the spinner? Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. We have... Yours also landed on a line in the middle of 13 and 9. Oh, it just shifted to 9. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. 9 would be question 3? Yes, it's question 3, and I just saw the fucking question. ask for the support you need. The offer to help you with the budget is still on the table, by the way. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so I hope that message helps. I know I got like a bit, got on a bit of a not a tangent, because it was very much on topic, but just got going there. So good, I'm glad. Okay. Oh goodness, it's already like 8. Whoops. I've already been streaming for close to 2 hours. Oops. I like how I said short terror stream and it ends up being like 2 hours. Okay. So, now it's time to close out with the closing message. Yeah. I don't really know that I'll be streaming regularly still, but I'll try. I'll try to come back when I'm able to. So yeah. Just struggling with a lot of things right now, and yeah. Struggling with some thoughts and feelings that I'm not really going to get into right now, so yeah. Alright, let's see. What would you like? Okay. Oh goodness. uh, We have Ace of Wands, Three of Cups, and Four of Wands. They're definitely saying, definitely saying that it's time for celebration and fun. With that, combination of Three of Cups and Four of Wands. Really saying don't be so serious, bitch. Right now. Okay. So, essentially, to get yourself back to this state here, with the Ace of Wands, which is all about just kind of, that finding that spark, igniting that inner fire, and just finding the things that make you passionate, the things that you're passionate about, that you just want to do, that the things that just kind of, you know, give you a sense of just purpose. It's very much that energy of excitement and just growth and expansion, and just going for those things you want, going for those goals, okay? This did pop out reversed, but it did ultimately choose to go upright, which is just kind of telling me that that's something that you've been feeling disconnected from for a while. And it's difficult being in that sort of space where you've just lost all drive, all motivation for everything, and you're just kind of unsure how to move forward, okay? But if you want to get back to this space where you have the drive and the energy to move forward again, okay? Where everything just clicks and everything falls into place and you just have that spark again, okay? Take the time to rest. Take the time to have fun. Go enjoy yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't put constraints on yourself, okay? Just go have fun. Go enjoy yourself, okay? Not putting pressure on yourself to perform and to just do something is how you find yourself in that space again, okay? Putting pressure on yourself, forcing yourself to do things, just putting that pressure on yourself to perform is just kind of how you kill that drive, okay? It will come to you when it comes to you, okay? So until then, just to keep making time to enjoy yourself and not put pressure on yourself, okay? Like, of course there's a black cat on this card. Has anyone here watched Kiki's Delivery Service? Okay, do you remember the artist Ursula? The one that finds Kiki when she's found that she can't fly anymore and she's lost that magic. The advice that Ursula gives to her upon finding it out, and how she went through a similar period where she couldn't do art. So she did literally just everything else. Yeah, that's very much the vibes of this right now, okay? About, like, not putting pressure on yourself, okay? Don't put pressure on yourself to perform. Putting pressure on yourself to do those things is how you make things worse, and how you worsen that mental state, okay? Try to go with the flow a little bit. Go have fun. Go do things that just kind of, like, give you a bit of a break from things, okay? Just go rest, go have fun, go replenish yourself. Don't feel guilty about it, okay? Spend time with others. Spend time with friends. Cherish those that you have around you. And that motivation will find you again. You'll know when the time is right. Because you'll start feeling it again. But until you do, don't sweat it. So feel compelled to add to if you're just kind of like being hard on yourself about like the progress you're making. And just feeling like you're not really like doing enough. You're not really getting anywhere. You're not making any progress. Number one, stop telling yourself that. Number two, look back at everything else. Look back to things that you have accomplished. Look back at everything that you have achieved so far. Okay? And celebrate that. Celebrate those things that you've already achieved and look to them for inspiration to help keep you moving forward. And as a way of telling yourself that you can do this too. Okay? And the cards we have here are Void Overworld and Throne Underworld. Okay. So, Void. 18. That's question 5. Okay. First, I should read Void. So, let me just set this down here for now. Oh, we got 18, so got 18 for Void. So that will be question 5 when we get to it. Okay. overworld keywords for Void are compartmentalization, hurt, potential, self-identity, and suppression. In this card, gold chains pierce the soul, which is symbolized by the bright winged heart at its center. Its owner stands behind it, their face lifeless and their expression vacant. They blend in with the void around them, all but consumed by the swirling vortex. Even so, the trapped soul's light shines with determination, illuminating the rest of the card from its central position. Though 4 chains puncture the soul, only 3 sites of entry are bleeding, representing the soul's tenacity and resilience. The restraints hurt, but the soul doesn't break, for it knows that its chains can be released and it will be free one day. Okay, so I get the sense that perhaps, like, this is where you are now, just kind of completely demoralized and demotivated. Okay? Perhaps even second-guessing your potential here. Alright, let's see. Question 5 for Overworld Void. How have you shown resilience in the past, and how can you restore yourself afterward? What did I say about looking to your past accomplishments for inspiration? Okay. And Throne, Underworld. Theme here is ambition. Underworld keywords are challenge, enthusiasm, interference, obstacle, and scrutiny. So, these are all the things kind of getting in your way and kind of causing a bit of a disconnect from that motivation, okay? But you stay put. The promise of greatness takes center stage here, as the crown's radiance and the golden throne's splendor invite you to ascend the cloth-covered steps and claim your rightful place. The light from those 2 symbols of power outshines the monsters that lurk behind them, drawing your attention toward the prize and away from the threat. The monsters grasp the throne and hover in front of it, demonstrating their intent to contest your claim. The lure of power and glory is great, but they can bring new difficulties. Okay. And question here is question 5, it looks like. Again. Is there anyone you can talk to who can help you determine if your expectations are realistic? Ooh. Ew. Okay. So, I hope that message helps. For anyone who needed to hear it, just remember not to put too much pressure on yourself, okay? And also, don't shame yourself, okay? Taking time for rest is not it's not lazy. It's a necessary part of productivity, okay? And you're essentially just kind of shaming yourself for being unable to just kind of do the things that you want to or the things that you need to, and that's not really helpful, is it? Okay. And with that, time for me to call it here so that I can go, rest myself and also probably go get some food. So I'm getting hungry again. I haven't eaten a whole lot yet today, so. But thank you for stopping by. Whether you joined the queue, talked in chat, or just lurked, I appreciate you sharing your time with me. I hope to see you all again soon. But bye for now.